So it has officially happened. And what is going on right now is actually going to impact every single one of us. And I want to address what's going on here and why you should be somewhat cautious because of this new thing that the Fed is now introducing. So, what is it that the Fed has just introduced? Well, I'm going to get to that in just a second. All I ask is if you enjoy these daily updates, do me a favor, go ahead, it takes 2 seconds, and hit that like button. But let's get right down to it. What is the Fed doing that's going to impact your money? Well, here's what they just did yesterday. The Federal Reserve has officially launched the new FedNow Instant Payments Service. Well, what does this mean? Well, the reason I've been talking about money, the reason I talked about just the other day how some businesses don't accept cash. They don't want it. You come in with a $100 bill, they say, sorry, I can't accept it. Why are they doing that? Well, they want you to pay with plastic. They want you to pay with something that can be tracked. Here's what we can tell you. Let's go ahead and read through a little bit of this article. This is from CNBC. It says, the Federal Reserve launched its FedNow Instant Payment Service Thursday, following several years of developing a system officials say will allow a faster flow of cash for businesses and individuals. Now, it says right here, this is following several years of developing a system. Just to give you an idea, and I believe this plan has been in place for over 10 years. I believe, and it might have been the Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell that did outline this 10 years ago. It's been a while. This is not a new plan. They've been trying to do this for some time. The article continues on and says, whether it's providing instant access to paychecks, allowing for last-minute bill payments, or sending government payments out to individuals, the system is expected to improve the flow of money through the U.S. economy. There's a couple things I want to point out. First off, instant access to paychecks. This is part of the issue because many Americans, millions and millions of Americans, live paycheck to paycheck. They need their paycheck every single week in order to just live and pretty much survive over the weekend. Here's a problem. What we normally see in times of trouble and in a crisis, the American people want their paychecks sooner. I have a friend that he used to get paid every month. Every month he'd get his paycheck. And it would be for the following, or for the previous month. Okay? So for April, he would get, or in May, he'd get his check for April. And that was just the way it worked. Anyway, during the past couple of years, it changed. He went from getting his paycheck every month, then it was every 2 weeks. Now he gets his paycheck every week for the previous week. That's the way it's set up now. And this is something that chances are is going to happen. The article also says allowing for last-minute bill payments. Why would we want to do something like this? Why would we wait last minute? Well, you wait last minute because usually you don't have the money. Here's the other problem. Businesses want to ensure the easiest way for them to get your money. Well, if they have a system in place that allows them to take a payment, at 11:59 p.m. right before the cutoff, they're going to do it. Because at 11:59 p.m., you can't walk into, let's say, the utility company and pay the bill. Now, you could probably do it online, but what's the difference, right? Here's the big one, and this is the one I really want to talk about. Or sending government payments out to individuals. This is where things get very interesting. Think about this. Let's say this FedNow program was available over the past 3 years. So the pandemic hit, we had the FedNow program, right? What do? Well, here's the problem. Everybody was tasked with, making sure that your address, your bank accounts were all correct. Go into the IRS website and go in there. Just ensure that your home address, any information that you have, right, your dependents, and your bank account were all correct. Because if they are, what the Federal Reserve was going to be able to do, actually what the Treasury is going to be able to do, they're actually going to be able to send out these payments using the IRS. Going to send out these payments of $1,200 stimulus checks, $400 or $600 stimulus checks, $1,400 stimulus checks, right? They were able to send those out. Guess what? That's what the federal government wants us to do is, okay, sign once, and again, and I'm going to read this in just a second, because for individuals, you cannot sign up for the FedNow program. You can't. Not yet. It's going to slowly roll it out. As of right now, it says right here, so far, 35 early adopters, including JP Morgan Chase and Wells Fargo, two of the largest four banks in the United States, have already signed up. There are an additional 16 institutions providing services for banks and credit unions. But again, this is not available to individuals yet. But think about it. You want to get that stimulus check as fast as possible? Sign up for FedNow. That's pretty much what they're saying. You want to make sure that your tax return comes back as soon as possible? Sign up for FedNow. That's what they're telling us. Here's the problem. They can track your spending. They can track your income, what's coming in. Okay, you get, let's say $300 every month. Well, is that being taxed? If it's not being taxed, well, and you're not going to report it at the end of the year, well, they might just take some taxes out. Here's the other thing. Let's say the U.S. government gives us $100, $200, $300, $400, $500, $600, okay? Let's say the federal government gives us $600, right? They give us $600 and they say, you know what? You need to help out our economy. We're struggling. You need to make sure you are spending that money within the community so that every business can actually succeed. Okay. Well, let's say they give you that money through the FedNow program, right? And you go and you take that $600 and it's like, I don't need the $600. I don't need it right now. I'm just going to hold on to it. And so then you got your $600 right here, right? You got your $600. Well, guess what? Maybe the government says, you know what? You were supposed to spend it, you didn't. So now instead of $600, we're actually going to take a little bit away. And so now you got $550. We took away $50 as a tax, as a payment, right? And so then you just lost $50. They taxed you, a little hidden tax. Yeah. You think this is not going to happen? And then you don't go and spend all that money in the time that they told you need to spend it. So guess what? They tax you a little bit more. They take some money back. You don't think they're going to do that? Yeah, they will. Okay? That's just a warning. Now, here's the thing. Okay? Right now, what we are expecting, and this is where a lot of people say, oh, the FedNow program, that this is going to change cryptocurrencies. This is going to change everything. It's just another form of the dollar. That's all it really is. It's not going to change crypto. It's not going to replace Bitcoin. Okay? It's not going to do that. Now, here's one thing I just want to say. Okay? I want to read you this. Right here it says that the American Bankers Association said it welcomes the FedNow developments, noting that the central bank joins the clearinghouse, which put its payment service online in 2017 as two major providers in the space. It goes on to say, we will continue to educate our members on the two systems and the benefits they offer consumers and businesses. There are still some outstanding questions about FedNow, such as whether banks will charge for the service. I believe banks will, because banks try to charge for everything. says central bank experts, the central bank expects that the system is developed further. It will be integrated into the apps and websites of banks and credit unions. I think it will. I do think they're going to integrate it into the apps of these different websites, okay, and websites of banks and credit unions. It says as the Fed now goes online, Fed officials are studying the implementation of a CBDC. It's a central bank digital currency, with some saying they think Fed now could mitigate the need for a central bank digital currency. I don't know. But here's one of the worries, okay? One of the worries that people have is that right now, okay, again, we could go towards this, and this could be the greatest thing in the world, but there's so many people that are worried that it's not the case, okay? But it says we will continue to educate our members on the two systems. It's going to take some time. Now, one thing I can tell you is that the biggest worry is, what does this mean for our money? Does this give the government pretty much open access to our money? Because again, FedNow, this is from the federal government. This is from the Federal Reserve. They're the ones that are running this. So does this give them access to our money? That's a problem. Do you want the people in charge of that were again, Jerome Powell said inflation was transitory. He spent years saying transitory. It was going to go up, it's coming back down. No big deal. Guess what? It wasn't transitory. It stuck. Do you want somebody like that managing our money, managing your money, where they could just take it for whatever reason? Well, this is what's going on. Okay? This is the new big thing. The FedNow Instant Payment Program. It means you could get money instantly, but also you could lose money instantly. It's almost like going to a casino, putting money in a slot machine and hoping that there's still money there after you push the button 5 times. Might not happen. So, just wanted to fill you in on what's going on at this time. Again, let me know your comments. Let me know your concerns down in the comment section below. What do you believe is going to happen? But again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing. I'll see you guys on the next one.